Alright, I think we're ready to go. So, ladies and gentlemen in the call, please introduce yourself. I don't know what order to go in. Just someone go first.
Meep.
Yeah, alphabetical.
Okay. Hi, I'm Animechristy. I've been dead for a while, but now I'm back. Hi.
Back like a phoenix.
Hey, that's
Damn
my
right.
Hi, Animechristy.
Hi. Are we in AA now? Is that why you said hi?
Just everybody's like, hi, right afterwards. But I'm Maple or Mapleicious, whatever suits your fancy. I'm an arty. I'm an arty artist, and I've also been dead for a while, but I'm coming back. Yo, it's pretty sweet.
Oh, okay, my turn. Sorry. Hi, I'm Springheart the llama. Awoo.
Woo.
Woo.
Notice
What's this?
Sorry, getting it out of our system now, so we can be quote unquote professional for this stream.
There is no professionalism on this channel.
How dare you say such a thing?
I'm gonna give a warning now. My mom's probably going to barge in on me, say keep it down and whatnot from all the laughing, so
I just
yeah.
picture your mom like kicking down the door like comedy style, like
She probably would. Anyways.
I guess I'll introduce myself. So, hello everyone, I'm Spirit the Blue Deer. You know me, this is going up on my channel. This is gonna be a fun stream. Hopefully.
Heck yeah, it
it's gonna
is.
be a Mimi shitstorm. Also, language warning.
I can't. This is gonna be great.
Alright, so, hey Spring, would you mind, moderating the chat? I do want to have a bit of a rule of, mic quality for this call, so...
Yes.
I think if people are going to be joining the call, they're going to have to, A, be on a desktop, like, Lord, what's the word? A proper microphone, and there's not going to be any chance of background noise. So they can't be working in the background. It's pure focus on the call.
Yeah.
Alright. I won't draw this time. Oh my
You're not
god.
allowed to draw porn this time.
Yeah.
You can draw porn next week, but not now.
Yeah,
that's a nipple!
The nipple joke will never die.
It will never die.
What have I missed out on?
A lot.
You've missed out on a lot. You should join us for more streams.
I should.
No, I need to start joining on more streams.
We took a break last week just because I was out of town, but now we're back, and we're back with a vengeance.
Hell yeah.
So, for those who are in the Twitch chat and want to, like, you haven't gotten a chance to submit yet, I'm dropping the link in the chat. It's a Twitter post, and it's going to be... Basically, you reply to it. Those watching on YouTube, I'm sorry you won't be able to submit this time around, but for those who are watching live, if you want to submit while we're sitting here, I'll be able to refresh the page every once in a while. So, we'll go ahead... I think I posted it everywhere. I'm not going to even bother posting on DeviantArt because it's never, like, no one ever checks DeviantArt.
Well, it's not even that. It's just a lot of cringe on DeviantArt. I'll leave it at that.
I kind of migrated over to Twitter just because it's easier to grow on Twitter.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That and I can draw my porn in peace. And not worry about the DeviantArt police, aka the one piece I draw every, like, blue moon. I don't draw a whole lot of lewd stuff. Most of it's like, practice.
I did, like, once.
Like, anatomy. It's autistic.
Nipples.
Oh my.
I'm bringing a Fluff into the call because I did invite her on, so heads up.
Fair enough.
Hello there.
Hello, Fluff.
Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Certainly. I am Fluff Dragon Art. I am an artiste, character designer. I got a YouTube channel and I draw lots of adorable stuff.
your introduction was way better than everyone else.
I don't
Especially
even know
mine.
how to elevator pitch myself. It's just like,
Including
what do you do? I make videos on the internet for fun.
IR person.
I draw porn.
10 out of 10.
And in the end, we're all
Hey, short and
degenerates
to the
here.
point.
Spirit, I
Yeah.
apologize if you get demonetized because of me. I am sorry.
I already said porn like 5 times. We are good. We should probably get started on this thing. We're critiquing OC designs, so I think
Okay.
we're just gonna go from the bottom of the page to the top because I think it refreshes based. Yeah, it refreshes so the oldest ones are at the bottom. No, wait, no, it doesn't.
It goes by random. Go by your notifications, man.
If I okay, the only thing is that I have multiple notifications for like multiple posts. So there's a lot
Oh,
more
okay.
stuff
I
in
can
there.
I can help start you off. Start off with Sharpwit.
Oh boy, do I have to critique the design that I updated?
Yes.
You gotta critique your own art, Spirit.
I feel
Fine.
drastically uncomfortable.
Don't worry,
go
Spirit. All you have to do is trash yourself before everybody else does.
Yes.
That's
Please
usually
start.
That's usually how my critiques go in art school. Everybody trashes themselves before somebody else can do it
See,
for
we
them.
have a rule of thumb when we do critique days is that you have to find at least 3 positives to your work before you can talk about the negatives because otherwise you have to have confidence in your work. An employer's not going to want to hire someone who's not confident in their work.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was joking. I hope you know that.
Yes, I know, but I enjoy the joke. So I guess what we can do is that, we'll think up about, maybe if you can think of at least 1 positive and 1 negative to each design. And then I guess we'll go in order of call queue. So
Is call queue the same for everyone?
I think
just curious.
I think it's alphabetical from
Yeah.
what I can
Okay.
tell. It's like it's Christy, then Fluff, then Maple, then me, then you.
Oh
Okay.
no, do I have to go first every time?
Yes.
Oh no! I'm going to get so many comments over how mean I am. I'm a mean person. I'm sorry.
Of course. Where are
Say
we
something
looking at
nice.
the images
That-
from? Just a question.
I'll go.
I'm usually.
I'll
Go
post
ahead.
the thread in the no mic so you can find all of them. I'll also maybe when we start on them, I'll post them in the voice text channel. So there's the master list there, and I'll go ahead and pull up the one that we're currently looking at. Okie dokie. So, Christy, you're up first. One good
Hang
thing, one
on.
bad thing.
I'm bugging out a bit. Like, there.
It's okay. Take your time.
She's dead.
Christy,
Press
you
F.
there?
In the chat.
Oh no, I think we broke her.
We will light candles in memoriam.
Spirit, is the name of the stream still Rickroll?
Oh shoot, did I forget to change? Yeah, it's still Rickroll!
Okay.
Oh yeah, it is.
There we go. I am so sorry. I started bugging out, and then next thing you know, there's a network error, and then it's like.
She's like really quiet. I'm one to speak though. Discord hates my mic.
Oh no.
Honestly, Twitch hates like every day. I don't know. Anyways. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I suppose we'll just proceed.
Okay. So, first thing are we critiquing the just like Sharpwit's like normal stuff, or are we also adding on like Kieran, like angry boy version?
We can include the lyrics, so the kind of main thing about this whole stream is less like critiquing the quality of art and more critiquing the design itself.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not talking about like the art, but more on the OC itself.
Yeah.
Like, are we adding the angry boy along with as the design?
Yes, we can critique the Angie Boy design.
Okay. I actually kind of like this design. It's not too harsh with the colors, at least. I'm going to be focusing on colors, so that's my thing. Everything's muted, nothing's too bright, and I think one of my favorite parts about this design is the dark, like, I'm sorry, I'm terrible with words, so
It's
give
okay.
me a minute.
It's alright.
The horn, the red horn. Why did I forget the name Red for some reason? I don't know. I'm going to forget a lot of words because I'm talking in front of an audience and then I get nervous and then I die a little inside. So I am sorry, everybody else who has to listen to blather. Snap, crackle, pop.
Tippy tappy.
I mean, I know that, like, the complementary of blue is orange, but I don't know, for some reason, red and blue, especially if it's like a light blue that's not like in your face, just appeals to me. Even though, yeah, it's not a contrasting color, it's sort of a amalgam type. You know?
Yeah.
I forget the exact term, but it's
Pseudo
basically
complimentary or something?
sorta, yeah. Kind of like an amalgamous complementary color type of thing going on with it.
Yeah, I think it does apply to the rule of analogous color theory, if I remember correctly. Like, it's not a direct complement, but it's kind of a pseudo complement.
Yeah. I think the only thing I don't like is, like, why is it pink in the horn a bit?
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't really suit it for me. I'd go with something more like, I don't know, maybe a yellow, or I'd play around a little bit. But nothing too contrasting, though. Like, say a green would make it a whole lot worse.
Mhm.
And I also like the addition of the light and dark grays. I feel like maybe the gray value-wise, like the light gray, kind of blends in a little too much with that blue.
Yeah.
That's all I really got.
I think that might tie into his, like, original color palette, which was incorporated differently.
Mm.
Like, if I remember correctly, he started off with a different design and then moved on to a Kieran, and it was kind of a translation thing.
Oh. Oh, and also,
Yep.
I absolutely love the Angie Boy.
The Angie
It has,
Boy.
like, the
It's so
Angie
good.
Boy is, like, so good in terms of coloring. Like,
Yes.
it's a dark gray, but it has, like, purple tones with it, which is also kind of like an amalgamous with, like, the red. And, it has that purple and that light purple and that light blue, which I like. That's all I can really.
Alright, Fluff, do you want to contribute anything? Like, what? Hang on. What are your thoughts? That's what I meant to say. I'm tired, I'm sorry.
Everybody.
Oh, no worries. I like the blue. Designs, I mean, it's a very safe color palette, I'd say. Blue and gray is very classic. I'm trying to think. If it were from my own point of view, I'd probably put in a little bit more warmth, I suppose. I think the red kind of detracts away from the face just a smidge.
Mm-hmm. And let's see.
Maybe just like warmer color eyes or maybe warmer color scales on the face.
Let me see if I can zoom this in so that folks can see a little closer. There we go.
I mean, it's really cool. The whole concept is excellent.
I think, Maple, that makes it your turn?
My turn? Well, sorry. I honestly think the palette itself isn't anything jarring about overall design either. And I do agree with Fluff that the color does kind of, on the horn, detracts, like it brings your eyes to the horn. So I do think like maybe something a little bit more in the eyes or the face, because I believe I mean, I think the face and head region is where we want our eyes to kind of be directed with this character and not staring at the horn all the time, kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But everything else, like it's a solid design in my opinion. Like, not perfect, but not bad either. Solid hand gesture you can't see. See me do it.
It's
Actually,
the okay hand.
Yeah, the one. There we go. Oh God, there we go. Okay, hand.
I'm actually wondering though, now that you bring up like the eyes, what would happen if that like those blue eyes change into something more contrasting, like I don't know, orange, a yellow orange. What do you guys?
Honestly, I think just another red would work for like a
I would
pinkish or a reddish color
Yeah.
because we don't want too many colors, and I like just the two. I mean, because gray, it's not a color really. It's more of like one of those
neutral.
cheek colors. Yeah, it's a neutral color, but I think just having the two colors work fine with this character, especially when you look with it like with the character with its clothes on, sort of thing. Like we don't want too much going on. So I think just another reddish or pinkish color in the eyes would work better.
Sure.
I think that's my turn. I'm basically of the same mind when it comes to the rest of the things. So I'm currently in a color theory, like an advanced color theory class when it comes to character design. And one of the things that we've learned is that the eye and facial expressions are the most important. So I think overall the choice of color palette is pretty good, but the placement of said color palette is something that I would improve upon. So I think when I did this piece originally, I was drawing off of the MLP design, which in the show it's usually okay because the show characters have very bright eyes that generally draw your eye to the expression. But when it comes to the situation of translating it to other styles, what you really have to consider is you have to consider like a limited color palette. So in the instance of this case, we have 2 neutrals and like 4 variants. And I think one of the main things that I probably would have done is I would have not only done the horn differently, I would have done it with a cool color to contrast it, and I would change the eyes to be something warm. And like if I'm zooming out, if I bring up the original body design, another thing that if it'll let me scroll, another thing that I just noticed when I was looking at it, because I stared at this file for a really long time while working on it, is that the body is overall kind of bare. Like when you have a nude design like this, you don't really have to worry too much about the eyes not being drawn to the face, but the horn itself does stand out quite a bit, and I feel that even though like for me, I recently redesigned Spirit with the current screen design because I realized I wasn't following the rule of color theory. So the rule generally is you want to have a maximum of 3 color variants in the entire design. So given that I think we've got like 5 here, I think it would be good to at least cut out 1 color, either likely the red or the blue of the eyes, and consolidate the eyes to be a different colors so that the eye is more drawn to them. And I think
I take out the pink too.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the stripes. They just
don't work.
They don't work for me. Like they have an interesting aesthetic, but they don't work with the rest of the shape of the design because the scales themselves are rounded. So to have that little delta shape on the horn doesn't really make sense to me.
It's like if the shoulder gray like followed that stripe, maybe, but nothing striped on his body to follow that design.
Yeah.
So it just like I know the MLP Kieran have that design on them, and that's why you translated it onto this version. But yeah, yeah.
But then I guess this is where I have to ask, what would you do to replace that? Because I personally think that if you took away the stripes, it would make the horn look bare, right? So what would you do to replace it?
I like that light gray first off, and I don't know, maybe have that deep dark blue in the eyes, maybe in the horn instead of that coolish like red.
Yeah, maybe like have if we're gonna keep the blue, maybe we can have the horn be a variant. Like if I zoom in, this is the joy of working with Photoshop, is that I can work with it. So if we take this color here and I bring up my brush. Oh, I've got the flow turned down. I was working on a traditional piece and I was doing some patch up. So if we were to do this dark blue here as the horn, then it would draw attention away from the horn while still having a color variant. And then if you were to change the eyes maybe to this pink color, either the pink or the red, then it would allow for some variation and drawing the eye to the face.
I was gonna say, what if you did or if you just left the triangles in his horn and you did that color for his eye, and then your eyes might be drawn to his eyes.
I think I would at least change the shape of the horn, like the horn stripes.
Yeah.
To match more the shape language of the rest of the design, but other than that, it still works. It is kind of a difficult detail to draw, at least from my experience, because to get it right and symmetrical, you have to do it super manually. Like there's no way of cheating that horn, especially if you're like an inexperienced artist.
Oh, it's not easy. I tried to draw Kieran, yeah.
I think, unless anyone else has anything else to say, I think we could probably move on to the next design.
Do I not get to have my turn?
I'm sorry, I thought you did.
No, I'm behind
Way to go,
you.
Spirit.
I'm after you.
I've got 2 weeks left of the quarter and I'm tired. Please be merciful.
No.
So the thing I like about this design, because I'll start with something nice, is I like how the mane like cups his face.
It's like a lion.
Yeah, it's like a lion, so he has a nice like little cup of and his big poofy tail. It's very nice and majestic. Most people have said things I was going to say. The thing I do not like about this design, could you just enhance the butt for me? so that our audience can see.
Spirit
Okay.
Not Spirit.
Please
Spring
enhance.
wants a thick butt.
Thank you.
She's
What
always
is
going
it?
on about Robo Dick.
What is this little? What is? No. We're not talking about Robo Dick. We're talking about fur butt. I do not like this. I do not like fur near the bum.
That'd
Not
be
my
fun to
cup.
clean.
I don't like it.
I'll be right back. I'll let
Weird.
Spring go on her butt rant real quick. So.
It just seems really out of place for me. I don't understand why that's there. Because there's no fur anywhere else. Like like on the continuation of that, it just seems like you have no. Because he's smooth everywhere else except that one section. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's like it's just gonna have poo on it. So Sharp,
Oh my God.
I would recommend changing that. That is what I wanted to say.
You just went. Okay, now I'm just imagining his character. Like, if you took his character and put it in a 3D environment, or if it was
You
like
would have to
real,
lift it.
it wouldn't be smooth like its skin. And that's mildly terrifying.
It would be like a lion tail. Like no, because that doesn't. I don't get it. I don't. My brain doesn't know. What is Sharp wit? To my defense, that part was not my idea.
It wants a stick to put it.
Wait, let me look up. I think that's an actual, like, Kieran design element.
Okay. Because
The fluffy.
Darn it! It was my idea!
Oh!
Where to go, Spirit?
I want this character to have a hard time having shit.
No, it's not that he'd have a hard time shitting. It would just be the cleaning up after that.
No.
Yeah,
It's like those dogs that just have a hard time. No.
I don't know how we're really really talking about the practicality of this fictional character.
Because if this character was in a show, fans would. This is the discussions they would have.
Yeah.
Oh my
You're
god.
welcome.
I think we need to move
I
on
thought I
before we
was
talk
the
about
best.
more fluffy butts.
Move on.
Let's move on.
I was gonna
And
say, like,
next,
I thought I was perverted. Damn.
end scene. Okay.
On that note, I have to go make dinner for my children.
Okay.
Enjoy dinner.
Okay. Alright,
See you
bye,
guys
Fluff.
later.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.
Bye, Fluff Dragon.
Wow.
Way to go, Spring! You ruined the stream.
You know,
Well, that's
Today,
gonna
when-
be her thing from now on.
Nipples
Wait for
and
the rest
fluff
of the
bums.
when Spirit asked me to join the stream, I didn't expect to be talking about poopy buttholes.
Oh my god! That's why I noped the fuck out while I
Do I need to rename this as the fluffy ass stream?
make that the title of the video. The fluffy ass.
I expect
Oh,
demonetization
God.
from YouTube.
Everyone's talking about really important things like eyes and color theory, and I'm nodding my head here, but I can't keep looking at that butt. Okay. Xeon.
Oh my
Xeno.
God.
Xeno. Let's look at
Xeno.
Xeno.
Yes.
God.
Game faces, everyone.
A game for serious. We are professional. We are super
Well,
serious.
you guys calm down while I talk about this character then.
Okay.
Okay.
Whew.
Alright,
Okay.
so I'm just going to make a disclaimer. I don't know how to judge a dragon. See, I don't see a lot of them, but I will do the best I can. But first thing I get, aside from the 4 eyes, kind of reminds me of Toothless. I like Toothless, so this is already off to a great start. Alright, so one of the things, like, his green scales will change color. I think that's a nice idea. It's a nice touch to the character, especially when you have such a dark character that's mostly black and gray. You know?
Hmm.
And, you know, it gives it some personality while also illuminating this character at the same time. I don't know how I feel about the 4 eyes, though. Not like 4 eyes as in, like, oh, this kid who wears glasses, he has 4 eyes. No, this character has literal 4 eyes, as you all can see. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not against it. It's just strange and unique to me, to where I like it, but I don't know how to feel about it.
I think I'm gonna add on to that a little bit. I feel like if the character is going to have 4 eyes, you have to have them further up on the head, because where they are now would be interfering with the nasal passage.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is like incredibly close to where the mouth is, and it's just like there are creatures that have their eyes like semi close to their mouth, but there's never going to be one that has it so close to its like jawline to where
Or, like,
it would be invading it.
Or the nose needs to be like small, like the nose hole needs to be smaller, so that
Or
it's not.
closer, like, more centered in its face.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's more on the lines of the heads, because I'm looking at, like, the main reference, and it looks
Mhm.
further away, but in the close-up head references on the 3/4 view, they look closer. Maybe that's just a little design flaw, but that was unnoticeable until, well, you guys brought it up, because I didn't notice that. That's all I got to say.
Alright, Maple, you're up.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this character is also like kind of loosely based off of like the alien guys, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I mean, I honestly think he's solid in design, and I very much agree with Christy about his scales and how they light up. I think that's really cute and adorable, and you know, he can make some amazing like sets and art with that sort of idea. the four eyes don't really bother me too much, I guess. Just knowing that it's supposed to be a freaky alien kind of feature. But I mean, that could just be me. Sure, maybe I could see that maybe like one of the eyes maybe be smaller, just to make it work all more better. But overall, again, I think this one is chef's kiss. Chef's kiss from Maple.
Okay. Real quick derailment. Did you roll your eyes or roll your R's when you said Christy? I've only known one other person to do that, and that was Silver. Silver Quill. I've never heard anybody else other than you two say that. Say my name with
Fun fact. I don't ask me to say anything in French, but I used to be rather fluent in the language, so I know how to roll my R's because of that.
I love them. Anyways, sorry. That's all I need to get out of my chest.
Oh, is it my turn?
Spirit? Yes, it is.
Okay, so I do really appreciate the aesthetic of the character because it gives me kind of night theme vibes. I really like night themed characters.
It's the Night Fury.
Yeah, it's basically a Night Fury clone with a different build. But that doesn't really bother me. I think the main thing that would just be of note for me is that when it comes to frequent illustration of the character, the head shape confuses me. And I have no room to talk since I literally designed my dragons around, let's see how, ridiculously detailed we can make them. But at the same time, this is going to be a really difficult character to draw over and over and over and over again, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, dragons are difficult to begin with, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Spring, your turn.
Oh, I get to turn. Huzzah. What do you mean, hashtag blame the llama, Sharp? What did I do? Okay, anyways.
Fluffy butt.
Oh, okay.
You critiqued his fluffy butt!
I'm sorry, I had a...
How dare you.
I critiqued you like a proper person. Anyways.
Very valued opinion.
I had a very valid opinion. I've seen lots of dragons because dragons are one of my faves. I do like the four eyes. I'm assuming there's four eyes. I don't know. I haven't seen a front view.
There are four eyes from what we can tell.
Yeah, so I like
Plot twist, there's only 3.
Look at Whoa. Does he have an eye patch? Story time. No, I like the four eyes. I like the fangs coming out of his mouth. I think the one thing that's kind of bugging me is the placement of the glowing. It kind of looks like someone just dropped a bunch of glitter on his sides, and that just kind of bugs me.
It doesn't really have an anchor point.
There's no focus. There's no if you look on the one the shoulder, there's a couple there's 3 spots. One just there by itself, just alone, sad and scared, and then there's just random cluster. I know it's supposed to be random, but you can do random in a more
planned way,
constructive way. It just looks like someone just a kindergartner was I have a glitter and just ran down him, and that would be my thing is maybe reposition them because they kind of on his cheeks they look like freckles, and I kind of like that. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
I love me some freckles on characters. I love it galore, and I think that's probably your idea for that, and then they glow and emotions and 10 out of 10. So that'd be my whole thing.
Honestly, I pictured when you said some kindergartner dropped glitter on this dragon. That would be me. I am that child responsible, no matter what the situation is. If there's glitter involved, it's probably me.
Glitter is glorious.
You just see a sparkling path, and you go, oh, well, I know where Christy went.
And I don't know, someone in the chat mentioned this, but someone suggested like his wingspan might be too far down his tail.
I'm
Yeah.
just taking a look at the. Hang on. Let me measure. I gotta get my pen, because there's a way to measure this when it comes to reptiles and birds.
Because it kind of reminds me of a butterfly wing.
I think
Yeah,
if it were
but-
segmented into two different parts,
Mm-hmm.
then it would be a little bit. It would make a little bit more sense. It is
Also,
a little long.
I'm looking at that area. I wouldn't be surprised if he only had 3 legs, and that's just the
Where's-
one leg sticking out. There's no 4th leg, as
I've
far
just
as I can
noticed
tell.
that. He's doing that cheat where the legs are perfectly lined up to each other, so you can't see the other one. I did. he's doing the thing every early artist used to do.
Every artist is guilty of doing that.
I'm not.
Oh no!
Well,
I've
at
seen.
one point or another.
Oh, you had to scroll
No.
down and show me how the foot's sitting. No, he's not doing that. Okay, no, he doesn't have another foot. The foot's gone.
I think that's more
I've
just
never-
like a mistake than a design choice.
Probably, or he hit
I
a
know.
layer.
I'm just poking fun. I'm sorry.
No, we love your dragon.
I didn't even draw it. Although I want to draw it, honestly.
Oh, well,
No, I was
I
talking.
really want to draw it.
I was referring to the person who, this character belongs to.
Like, I actually do like your dragon.
No, I love this character. Like, a few little tweaks, and they would be. I would hug them and love them forever.
And
Honestly,
keep in mind,
I
it is
don't think-
subjective.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are going to be outright. I hate this character.
Oh
It's
yeah,
trash.
no, I would
No,
never
we're
do
not
that.
going to do that.
No, these are people's babies. I would never be.
You look
I
at
mean,
this one.
unless it's actual like design trash.
If you post some neon stuff, I might have words, but
Yeah,
I'm just
I have
gonna
not-
kick 15-year-old me in the pants because she didn't know anything about not using neon colors.
Oh,
because I have not looked at what we're seeing today. So
honestly, I'm glad I grew to appreciate mutedness.
well, are we moving on to the next one?
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
scrolling through. I'm trying to go in order of operations.
Oh, do you need me to grab you the next one on the list?
I got it.
survey says
Crystal Horse.
Crystal Horse.
crystal horse. Crystal horse.
Horse.
Oh nose.
It's a crystal horse.
Oh nose. Oh nose.
Sparkle! Sparkle!
Oh,
I'm waiting for the
hi
red
Aria,
picture
how
to
you
show
doing
up.
in the chat? This is awkward. I mean, I should.
Sparkle!
You signed up for this. You're sticking with it.
I can't abort.
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. I have!
Just
All
remember
right.
that we're only just doing subjective criticism. This isn't like an official critique or anything like that.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
All right, let's rip it off like a
Okay.
band-aid.
Alright,
We love you.
sparkle. I don't really have any attachments, so I'm gonna go out. I love the sparkle. That's it. No, I'm kidding. Alright, so first off, I'm going to appreciate the fact that you went with a complementary color with the eyes and the hair. I will say that I do think the red is a little bit too vibrant for me. Maybe that's just I'm more of a dark red person or like an orange red person if you're going like a little lighter.
Like
I
a
hate,
crimson
like- Yeah.
instead of a
like crimson
scarlet.
Or, yeah. I've just never been a fan of bright red, so that's my problem, not yours. I do appreciate that you went with a gray coat though. Not a lot of OCs go the gray route. I know a few people who gray, but not a lot of people do, and I can appreciate that. And the fact that you went with the crystal pony, I sometimes kick myself for this. I wish I went with the crystal pony, like as a permanent OC thing. But I did. But jelly. Oh, it's more of an ivory. Never mind. It's ivory. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you've been
So
told.
fancy.
I've
sip
been
this water.
told it's ivory. Oh, it's right. You have the I know you have like the Sombra look where you also have the
She has
eyes
an
glowing and it's like dark and whatnot.
Angie
Uh,
look.
Angie look. I don't know where the Angie. Oh wait. Oh, never mind. There's the Yankee look. It's not. Oh wow, that's gorgeous. Anyways, the Yankee look. I believe if you're going to go that route where you have the Yankee look, I would have also added the like the whites of your eyes turning a different color, like black. You're gonna go that evil route.
Inverted sclera.
Well, that's my thing. Like character design. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because normally in the show it like goes green, but if you do green, then it'll clash with like your already green eyes. I got nothing else to say. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Maple.
My turn then, I guess. Well, I like red, but I think on this character there's too much red. Like I think like a darker gray would work better with like on the hooves. And that's just kind of from like say that's just my personal preference, I guess. It's just sorry, give me a second.
It's okay. Take your time.
Too much red. Hooves, again, I said this already, but again, I think there should be a darker gray. I just need to preface that, and I had a reason, but I can't say it just because brain isn't computing right now, and I would just confuse everybody.
Feel, oh, Kevin Dragons brings up a good point. Her glasses, though, blend in too much with the hair.
Yeah. And that's another thing, too. It's too much of the same kind of... where it's just, like, add some value to it. Add some, like, have, like, a scarlet red in the main, but then maybe have, like, a darker, more, like, blood red in the glasses or something. Like, a little variety in that good old red color. Because, again, I love the color red. No,
and you can always, like, not take it from the same value of red. Like, you could move it down to, like, the purple.
Exactly.
Purple section if you're doing, like, a darker red. In order to make it more of a cool red.
Yeah. And then...
yes, I need to do my... Yes, there is a difference in, like, there's a warm green and a cool green. There's a warm red and a cool red. It's in every color, people.
It takes a lot of learning, but it does exist.
Yes.
I'm good. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. And then just kind of my last thought is not a fan of the pointy ears. I just don't like it. I think normal ears would work better on this kind of character.
Okay, so when I was looking at the reference, I was looking at... I'm sorry, I know it's Spirit's turn. I was looking at, like, Dragon Fox's girl, interpretation of it. I'm going to stand by what I said earlier, and yeah, the green eyes blend in too much with, like, already green irises. So I'd change that to, like, black or something darker.
Or, like, the purple.
Yeah. That works too.
I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 things I like about this character. And I'm of the mind that I like the sparkles, because I like sparkly and crystally aesthetics a whole lot. I also really like the freckles. Freckles are amazing, and I need to incorporate them more on characters because they're adorable, and I love them. A few notes that I have, and this is just from the perspective of someone who's drawn the character a few times. The hair makes no goddamn sense to me. I never can draw it. Like, whenever I draw hair, I always think of it as, like, it comes from a root, and then it shapes itself accordingly. So with this, the hair doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Like, I'm sure if I were to like sit down and draw it and try to draw it as I would interpret it, the bangs that are coming down would just spawn like from the front of the forehead. But at the same time, like, especially if I hide this layer, just the mane and the tail flow don't make a whole lot of sense to me, question mark.
Mm-hmm.
And I think another thing too, and this is just me, I always forget to draw accessories, but the star pendant feels a little out of place for me. Mostly in the sense that it's not super visible against her coat, but two, it's also like the shape language. Like there's some 5-point stars on the design, but a lot of them are like 8-point stars. Like they have the 4 big ones and 4 little ones. So
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it too much. It doesn't stand out a whole lot to me, and it feels kind of out of place.
Okay. Building off of that, and anybody else can jump in on this when I say this. I wonder what would happen if it was gold. I know we talked about like limited color palettes, but it's got 3 colors going on. It's got gray, it's got red, and it's got, well, green. Sorry. I was about to say silver. I already said gray. What would happen if that was gold, though? Would it work? Maybe if we incorporated that in glasses?
I think gold would look good on this character.
Yeah, I think gold would work well, because gold tends to go very well with red and green.
And silver.
So it would be
It
a
would look
compliment.
like a Christmas. It'd be a Christmas character. Give her a little Santa hat.
I mean, she's
She will
been
be
converted
coming
into a
in.
literal reindeer. She's a reindeer as a persona, so she's Christmas. She's a Christmaster.
She's the spirit of Christmas. Let's work with that. You may as well go all out. You got like 3 out of the 4 main colors for Christmas.
Alright, Arya said, I'm gonna see if I can find what I drew for you, Arya. It's probably buried somewhere in the files, because I've got a really big file, like I've got a really big folder of drawings.
Or even if you're still going with like the grays, also you could like add more value. Not blend.
See, this
Should
is
I have? Oh, okay, go.
this just showing because Arya recommended. This is the version that I made.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, continue.
I was just wondering if I should do my turn.
Go for it.
Okay. So I really like the fact I'm going to do the good because we always start with good. I really love the freckles. Because I've got freckles on me. I love freckles. My character has freckles. I love the fact in your irises you have like little stars. It's super cute. And this is an issue with my character as well that I'm trying to fix. And Spirit did touch on this. The hair doesn't make sense. When I look at your hair, it reminds me of my own curly hair, and curly hair can be a pain in the butt to draw, especially if it's just like ringlets and stuff. And messy ringlets don't make sense. And I think I don't know if that's what you were trying to do. But that can be really hard to do in this style because I tried to do it and it just was nightmare fuel. But yeah, the hair, like the tip of the bang should keep going over that back, the smaller eye. I can't word right now. It should keep going. You shouldn't see the back hair layer the way you do. And the other thing I want to point out is, for me personally, your OC seems way too busy. There's too many elements going on here. I love the fact that, like, your eye goes to the green of the eye, but there's glasses. There's a pendant. You got a cutie mark. You have the crystal layer on to make you all different shades of everything. You've got the sparkles. You've got curly hair
And the pointy ears.
pointy ears, and it looks like you painted your toenail, like your toes, because nowhere else on your hair is red color. So except your cutie mark, I guess. But it just seems a little busy to me. So if I was to give advice, I would suggest maybe toning, like reshaping the hair so it makes a little more sense, and maybe, like, I know the crystal layer, or this crystal layer is like that shape, but maybe making it a little bigger so it's not so busy looking, and maybe I love sparkles, I like glitter because fab. But maybe less glitter, and maybe like more positioned in certain places, like in the hair, and like just more strategically, so it doesn't seem like there's so much going on, Aria. There's I love my disco ball, but there's just so, and you got freckles too, and there's just so much.
It's kind of
So
like
much.
if you walk into a concert and everyone's talking so you can't hear the music.
I
No,
love it.
Yeah.
I know I want
I
to stop it. I do have a suggestion though. Dragon Fox Girl did some art for Aria. I'm going to post in the voice chat that
Okay.
actually kind of fixes everybody's problem with the hair.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
say, I'm sorry, I can't.
Hang on,
Sorry,
I
I'm
say
pulling it up.
if she were to redesign her character, I'd reference that picture that I'm assuming that she commissioned, or somebody commissioned for her,
Uh-huh.
because it
Yeah.
worked so well.
Yes. Oh, even the smoky eye. Ooh. Ooh, girl, put on some eyeshadow.
Okay,
Yeah,
purple
girl.
eyeshadow. That would be
Do it.
so complimentary. And if I have an idea. Purple glasses, purple eyeshadow, purple necklace.
Yes. Girl, slay. Oh, I'm so
I
excited.
think I inadvertently fixed Hiroshi by posting somebody else's art of Hiroshi. I'm sorry.
Just one more thing. The tail is not positioned right. It needs to the gravity doesn't work. It needs to be down a little bit, because if it was curled like that, it wouldn't point like that.
It would
It's like a
not.
paintbrush.
Unless you have like grease lightning grease in there, it would not point. It'd be down by the back of your heel. So that would also be my suggestion if you do a redo. You
Yep.
need to move that point closer to the heel.
Just don't stab yourself.
Yeah, no, you could murder someone with that. There you go. You make a comic of you killing someone with that.
It's like a
or-
bee stinger.
Oh, no, we move on.
She can attack and inject like venom.
Yeah, curly hair is hard to do in the MLP style. Like, it's just because you don't know what to do with it sometimes.
And
but-
you don't want to copy somebody like, you know?
yeah, you don't want to copy the show sometimes. You want to like do your own thing, which is what I'm assuming Arya did here. Like, that's what it looks like, and like I tried to do with my character too, and it's just it can be hard sometimes. So
I made myself Luffy, and that solved all my problems.
I just made bumps on mine, and I'm like, yep, this is Fluff. And like,
Yeah.
The MLP
Alright.
style does not translate well when it comes to incorporating elements that weren't like built for the design show. Like, especially because I'm in an animation. I take like animation courses, and we went into like the behind the scenes process of character development. And if you from observing MLP's show style and the show Bible, there's a lot of like really restrictive rules, which just does not make it good for translating into other characters. Like you can even see this in the instance of the movie, like where you see Capper and Captain Ciliano. They do not look like they exist in the same universe purely on the design element.
Capper looks like There's a Gen 1 character, Cat, that looks like Capper was based off of. That's the only logic I can come from that character, because he doesn't look like he's from.
Well, especially the way that they did the way that they did his eyes and the way that they did his limbs. Because he just does not match the rule of thumb when it comes to the style.
Okay, Spirit, I think we're getting a little off topic.
All right,
We're
let's.
moving forward.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. 10 points for helping forward.
Alright, I gotta keep
Who's
pulling.
next?
I'm pulling it up. I can do this.
Survey says.
Who's up on the next? Okay. Copy image. We're doing my friend Vex's character.
Alright. I'm going to wait for the thing to pull it up on the screen.
Ooh, I like the background colors.
Oh, I see now.
Oh,
Oh,
hello.
oh my.
Okay. I enhance? Enhance?
What are we enhancing?
I don't know. What am I looking at?
Tamarind.
I don't know, and I'm
has-
going to have to go first.
I have questions of many magnitudes. What am I looking at?
Well,
Spirit?
it's my turn, so I'm going to have to go first and charge my head in to try to figure out what I'm looking at.
Fluff.
Well, you got your wish there, Spring.
I didn't have a wish.
It has a fluffy butt. It has a very fluffy.
Oh, they're
Feathers,
feathers
too.
They're feathers.
Oh, and here's the thing: the tail feathers are not optional, so they are part of the design. So they are just as much incorporated. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the color palette. There's too much going on for me, at least. I mean, I like the colors. I like them. I really do. But it's too much, especially with the character having two differently colored eyes. And I'm basically looking at the Rowdy Rough Boys and their cousin, who just so happens to be muted yellow. I honestly don't know how I feel about this. And I'm looking at these optional tail feathers. Or not optional tail feathers. And, okay. What is even happening? I'm getting Okami vibes where you run around so much that it looks like you have flowers coming out of your ass. I'm sorry. I don't think they serve the character well. It's a cool idea in concept, but it just doesn't work for me. Personally. I don't know how anybody else feels.
Shall we
I'm
continue?
thinking.
I mean, I could go.
You can go. Go ahead.
All right. So I'll start with something nice. I really like the little heart knees. Those are super cute. They're adorable and I love them. Any character that has fluffy hearts made of fur are 10 out of 10 in my opinion. But the fluffy feathers for thy ass.
That's like the first thing that sticks out, though, right?
I do not think that is a good position for thy fluffy. I feel like you're supposed to be like some kind of spider, wolf thing. Perhaps if you put them above the tail or beside the tail. In my opinion, I don't know what you're.
Oh,
I
that
think
would be a lot
that
cooler.
design of like, I really like the way they've drawn the feather, and then there's a long part, and then a little triangle. Like, I really love the whole design of that. I just don't think it needs to be where the poo-poo comes out. And I don't understand why there's optional hooves. Does he transform into the optional hooves, or does he take off his feet? And I'm confused.
Yeah.
Or maybe he hasn't decided on. This is a redesign. And he's got little horns. Okay.
This character, needless to say, has a lot going on for him.
So yeah, I'd move feathers.
Please, I'm sorry.
On the back of the. I don't know what exactly you're going for, but if this was my character and I wasn't going for like, a specific theme, I'd move them to the back of the shoulders because then it would be like a cape.
Ooh,
I
that would
think
be cool.
I'm just taking a look at it, and I think the heterochromia I don't know if heterochromia is coming back into popularity with furry characters. I thought that it kind of died in like 2014.
I don't know what that is.
It's when you have two different colored eyes.
Oh.
So I think if you were to keep the heterochromia, maybe incorporate that. Like you can have the character kind of split down the middle and have have one half be one way and one half the other way. I'm also kind of on the same boat when it comes to the tail feathers. Like they're a really cool aesthetic, but they're a single detail in what's otherwise a simply drawn character. So if you're going to incorporate that level of detail, it's going to have to be distributed throughout the rest of the character. Mm-hmm. So I think what you could do is, if you wanted to, you could replace the little horns on the head with some feathers and have them like go out from behind his ears.
It'd be like a little crown on his head.
Or like wisteria coming down his like sides, like hair.
Or feathers out of his ears. That'd be super cute.
That would be cute.
Instead of that fluff. Ooh.
That would be interesting. I'm sorry if I came off as harsh by immediately pointing at the tail feathers in the hat.
If it was above the tail, maybe, because then you could swish the feathers around with your little tail, and that would be super.
It's just wrong placement. It is a really interesting design. Is the thing. Yes, I agree. It's that.
It's slightly
misplaced.
Yes, or like the hip, like if it was on the hip, like, slightly moved.
Yeah.
To be functional.
Yes.
Maple, it's your turn.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about the feathers and where or how to fix or where the better place to put them. But I don't know how I feel about them really, so I can't really give too much on how I think it can be done better.
Like, can't say this character. Would you just get rid of it then?
Well,
what if? Sorry to jump in on your turn, but what if? So the chest fluff. What if that was all feathers?
Like, I don't know. I guess what I would do is I'd probably just kind of give, like, you kind of know like what people kind of do with bird characters, where they have like some feathering on the arms kind of thing, like kind of, or just give this guy a longer tail as well, or I can like kind of just scrap the tail, like the feathers and this kind of deer tail he's got going on there, and put the feathers in like a smaller, more contained area, I guess, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the forearms maybe, and then maybe kind of like the like on the thigh or the other part of the legs. And I can't say I hate it when people put fur in ears. It grosses me out because I think about earwax and how disgusting that would get really quick.
Now I see what you mean.
Now I can't unthink that.
Yeah. So that was one of the first things that popped up to me, and then I think you can't have one or the other when it comes to the feet. I think it's deer feet or paw feet, because then, I mean, if you want the character to be drawn, like if you're getting it commissioned right, it's like, well, how do we choose? The artist might look at it as like, okay, well, what feet do I draw this character with, right?
And honestly, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Honestly, if I were to, I wouldn't add like the hooves like into the design at all. It just doesn't seem to fit the character.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, color scheme I think is fine, but it's just the base design elements that I strongly feel need some changing.
I think if you were to, like, break it down to its base elements, and, like, you can keep some of the... You keep the basic idea, but kind of rebuild it with more balance in mind.
Yeah.
But I do like the blue that contrasts the kind of terracotta color. I also really like the chest floof.
Yeah.
And I think... I do appreciate, like, I do like heterochromia in characters when it's done right. It's just if it's a singular detail. Like, if you look back at Majira 2.0, he had, like, a purple and a green eye, and a green nose, and purple stripes, and it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
In this case, I don't know if it's like important to you have that chromia.
Chromia.
Yeah, I wouldn't do the green eyes, maybe. I think the blue looks fine as it is up against that, like, terracotta and, like, sand color.
Yeah.
That's me. It's like, I don't know. I
can hear everything you guys are saying, by the way.
Okay.
It's not like we're gossiping. Oh, quick gossip about Spirit.
Oh my god,
Talk
Spirit.
about how good my ass is.
Oh my gosh. Look
Have
at
you
her
seen
butt.
Spirit's
It's
ass?
so
Like,
big.
it's
It's
so
like one of those
blasé.
rough guys' girlfriends.
I'm not saying anything. I'm too afraid.
You are required by law to talk about my ass now.
Coward.
Oh, look, it's the Popo.
Her ass
Popo.
is big and flat.
Popo?
Hey, Mr. Popo, how are you doing?
Oh.
That's gotta be an out of context statement, though. You are required by law to talk about my ass.
Spirit quote 2020.
Spirit. You like go back and edit this video, take that part, and put it at the beginning.
I'll make a stream highlights video in the future with all the clips from the streams that we do. And we will take all the quotes.
Oh my god.
Honestly, okay, hear me out. We
I'm
do
hearing you.
a podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, I've been telling Ty he should do a podcast because I think he'd be really good at it, but he doesn't think he would. But oh,
I think, well, he's just busy, from my
yeah,
understanding.
he's busy, but he doesn't feel he's told me he doesn't feel like he would be good at doing a podcast. And I'm thinking, dude, when you used to stream, you would just talk to yourself. And the chat would be doing its own thing, but you just kind of carried a conversation all by yourself. You'd be a pro at podcasts.
Oh yeah, I remember when I streamed.
I miss when he did art streams.
That was exactly what I'm watching.
Soon
guess-
I'll get him. Soon I'll whip him into into
When
drawing
he
and doing
gets
art
that
streams again.
college.
I mean,
Sorry?
he's only got a few months left before he
Oh,
graduates.
look at him. I
Yeah,
got a couple of years.
because what he's
I'm a slow.
yeah, because what he'll be done March, April. Yeah, he writes his last exam. Yeah, April he'll be done, and then he'll be moving, and then he should have more free time to do things. So
And then you
Yeah.
guys get to move in together, and we get
Possibly.
to have girl talk.
And then college
my God.
debt. Jose.
Screw college debt. I'm gonna go live
That's
in the
when I did go to
woods. The
college.
IRS won't be able to find me.
No, you're going to move to Canada
Yes, I am going to come to Canada.
to escape the Popo.
hit me up. I'll tell you where to move.
I live in Ohio, which is basically cousins with Canada at this point. I've never been.
I'm
Come
looking
to the
through
land
the
of
roster.
the
I'm trying to find where we were. We've got a lot of things to talk about, and I don't know if we're gonna have time to do all of them.
Oh no, we'll have to do another stream.
Camarad.
Uh-oh, another stream?
Oh no, just
We'll
Ruh-roh.
have to do it part
oh
two.
no, shaking. What are we gonna do?
Ruh-roh, Reggie.
Ruh-oh.
I do.
Guys,
Okay, after the stream, all 4 of us are going to talk about setting up a podcast at some point because this needs
Okay.
to happen.
I'm so excited.
All right, so we'll go ahead. We'll get back into it. I think. Let me just double check to make sure I have the intermission down. Yep, we're
You
good.
do.
I'm looking.
Oh boy, will I zing?
Oh.
That
sick.
bastard! No, I'm kidding.
Who is this guy?
I don't know,
Oh,
but he
he's
looks
a-
like a good boy.
Because my stream is buffering.
I've done the pony version of this OC, I think.
Hang on, let me. I'll toss it in the no mic for you.
Thank
The voice
you.
Text. Big brain, big brain.
This is
Oh, okay.
clearly a D&D character. I would know. I've done art will I before.
You should. Okay, I made art for Tricky and I showed it to you, and he was being
Yeah.
picky about it. It's just like, boy, be nice. Like he
Boy,
wasn't
you
mean about it or
don't.
anything.
Hey, you didn't have to do it.
I was feeling generous.
I
Let
made
me
you a
channel
gift.
my rarity. Anyhow, we probably should get to talking about this character.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, first thing that stands out within this commission, I'm not even going to talk about the colors because I think they're solid as they are. I've got nothing to say about these colors because nothing sticks out to me as anything's like too brash or too out of place. I think the colors are solid. I really like, though, on the character sheet, though, that they have like different cartoony expressions based on like the emotions of this character. So it gives it a little more life than, just like a front or back. And I don't know if that's just me. Maybe it's just because I like the whimsical, like, cartoony aesthetic, and the fact that it's like more of a pencil drawn thing that shows like the emotion more than going all out, like
Yeah.
just a colored set to go along.
It's got
I
character
don't know.
to
I
it.
just really, it's got a lot of good character to it. It has those nice textures with like the rune type of pattern going on with its design on the ropes within the silver. I genuinely like this character. It feels genuine. It feels balanced and contrasts well.
I get good boy vibes from him. I like him. He's good. Good color, good everything. I agree. I agree with everything Christy said. I love him. He's, again, another chef's kiss from Maple. And
Maybe that's why I need you. Mwah.
Is it my turn?
oui, mademoiselle.
Okay, it's time for me to be the pain in the ass who actually points out a problem I have with it.
Sweet.
So, I think the only critique that I actually have with this is that, so the one instance of red is not near the face, which kind of draws the eye towards the waistline instead of the face, because you have other instances of brown. Like, I think what I would do in this case is I would put that red scarf around his neck, because that'll not only frame the face, but it'll draw the eye to it. Because there's just so much green and brown and everything like that, and his eyes don't really have... Like, sure, his face is slightly brighter than the rest of his design, but it's at the same chromatic value as his shirt.
I wonder, because I don't feel like the design is full, but maybe if you could, like, zoom in on him a little bit.
What are we zooming in on?
Like, his face. Because I see, like, something around his neck, but I'm not sure what it is.
I think it's it's like a button
Oh, okay.
or
I was
necklace.
going to say, I thought it was a necklace, and it's like, well, I would have put, like, a ruby necklace right there, even though it's a little feminine.
Well, like, if you wanted
This
to...
character...
It might be a necklace. I don't know.
If you change this, like, red to gold or something like that, like something a little less stand out, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. It's just that it draws the attention away from the face, and I think if you wanted to, like, you can see his magic is, like, blue. You could make it a version of blue, ? Either that or, like, make his eyes blue. Just something to bring the viewer's eyes up to the face, because that's the most important part of the character design.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I still think like a ruby anklet would help though, like with that character. Maybe add like a little tinge of that same gold that's also running within like that book. I don't know.
I kind of like the idea of the gold. Like have some more gold in the design.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Spring, it's your turn.
All right, so I like the soft colors. I'm a soft color girl. I think the design of the shirt and stuff is pretty good. The only thing, can you scroll down to his legs for me, please, so the audience can see?
Hey, Floofy.
So, the thing that's bugging me about this is he's wearing shorts. I don't like it.
I don't think he's wearing shorts. I think he's wearing
No,
like
so
pants.
because of that design, it just based on the at the back, it's pointed. If it was a medieval trouser, it would be rounded. It wouldn't be this sharp edges, because they would hang differently. So that would be my only thing, is to give the boy a medieval trouser, because that's just, his knees are gonna get cold.
I'm gonna call him Sir Robin.
No, we already
And
have
then
someone that
sing
we
the
call
song.
Robin.
Because you've got a lot of this pattern going on already on his design. I don't think you need it there as well. But that might just be my preference, is to give him some medieval trouser.
Yeah.
And then you could add detail to the top of the boot. You could see the top of the boot.
Could add like a row of like brown, like the
Yeah,
lighter
like
brown.
you could even put that design on the top of the boot if you really wanted to. It just seems like the pants seems very wide, and yeah. Anyways, that's all I got to say about this. Otherwise, like, I love the face structure. I love the fact that there's one, all the faces. I love that one of them, it looks like someone's like cut his hair, like at the bottom there. I love that. So, like, one expression just looks like, yeah, he's gotten his hair cut. So there's like different like parts of like the adventure. Like, he's got a shaved face, so you see like him without a beard. Like, I like it.
My favorite like image though, like from all these faces and expressions, the Angie face. He looks like he's so done with everybody's shit. After he's been walked all over for like the past 100 campaigns, he's like so done with everybody's shit. Because he's the nice guy. He's just done. He can't. He can't. He can't. He can't.
Mood.
I guess I'll move on to the next character. And I'm opening Twitter for the 20 millionth time. I really should just pin this tab so that I don't have to constantly pull it up.
Yeah.
Where is it? Where did I put it?
Do you need me to grab it?
I got it.
You got it in like no voice.
Okay, let's see. Who are we gonna critique next? I don't want to be like super selective. I'm just trying to find stuff that I know will have like stuff to talk about.
Something to discuss.
More stuff to there's one I'm saying we could easily pick apart. Not to sound mean or anything.
Slowly, limb by limb.
We shall tear you apart.
Sure. This style looks familiar.
I think the person who illustrated this is currently cooking dinner for her children.
Oh boy.
Oh.
I'm going to feel bad, but not that bad. I'm sorry. The worst part is I remember she specifically helped me out during BronyCon when I was stressed and like trying to fix my booth, and I needed like an extra set of hands, and she just happened to come by.
I mean, this isn't Fluff's character. This is just an illustration she made of it.
Oh, never mind. I don't feel that bad now. Okay. first off, I'm going to appreciate the fact that this person went with the amalgamous colors of purple and red. That is not shown off. The green, though, kind of ruins it. And so does that random stripe of dark gray. It just doesn't work. There's too much going on with this character, and it also kind of looks like just a generic alicorn princess. Like, I could see this as, like, a minor color of, like, Cadence or something.
Cadence, okay, small rant here, but Cadence's design also has too much going on, and god damn it, it makes me angry, because it was designed for toys and not for good, like, character design.
Okay,
Anyway,
I will
moving
also...
on. Go ahead.
Somebody... Oh, spirit. Oh. Spring drop. There we go.
She is...
Spring?
Yeah. Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
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 Did you miss my rant?
Focus
Yes.
and say what you were saying, because we couldn't hear you.
Okay. Cadence is the worst, like the most pain in the ass pony I have ever tried to draw. Sure, she doesn't make sense. She is just like, you know what? Let's have legs that go for 10,000 miles, and my head's not going to be right, and like I'm gonna have giant eyes, and she's just nightmare fuel. Like, I love her as a character, but she is scary to draw, and I drew her as a sea pony. So like, take that as you will. Just no. Like, I don't know what they were thinking, because she's not drawn like Luna and Celestia.
Yeah.
She's like a different body. It's
Okay.
no. Okay.
I know we could... Spring, you can do, like, your own video. If
I'm
you
done. I'm
want
done.
this ranting about Cadence, but
Deep breath.
anyways, back
done.
to this.
Oh, shoot, is it my turn?
I feel... No, it's not... I didn't
okay.
even get to finish my turn.
Sorry.
There's too much going on with this character color wise. Like, that green is the most out of place out of everything. Like, the green in the wings, it just doesn't look right. Yeah, I get that contrast against like purple and red because complementary colors, but that shade of green just doesn't work for this character. I'm sorry. Also, what's with... I'm not understanding, like, the whole, like, horseshoe? Yeah, it's a horseshoe. I'm not understanding this horseshoe and its function. It looks like a winged slipper. Are you Hermes now? I should stop before I get too... I'm sorry.
Maple, it's your turn. I'm eating cookies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I have a cookie?
There's shortbread. Do you want one?
Yes!
Here, let me force it through the internet for you.
Oh, I saw Girl Guide cookies.
Oh, I'm so jelly right now.
I want Girl Scout cookies. Gimme.
Shove
Girl
them.
Guide? Excuse me? You don't even know. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Shove it through the internet and over.
Alright. My turn. Ugh. I'm sorry. I just... There's such there's the green doesn't... Just get rid of it. Get rid of the green. I'm sorry.
We're all sorry.
It doesn't work, and it's just that the character, the gray stripe, that's not really working for me either. Not really sure what's going on with the slippers. I think those can go away. I think I think she's a little too saturated as well. Like, you could either tone down like the purple in her body a bit, or tone down the red in her mane a little bit, and then I feel like it would be a bit more balanced.
Like, make the purple, instead of that dark, rich purple, make it like a pale lilac. I don't know.
Like
Maybe
a pastel
lavender.
purple. Like a pastel-y, yeah, lavender, or like
I think
toned down.
would work.
there's just it's too much. It's too much. That's me.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
I feel bad because I'm looking in the chat and now I'm sad.
I'm sorry.
I think I do like. Okay, I do like the character, like especially the main flow. I think it's really cute. I like shorter mains, especially
Yes.
like it kind of reminds me a bit of season 1 Luna, because season 1 Luna had a really cute main style.
Yes.
I think so. I'm of the opinion. Yeah, the green kind of stands out, but if you were to move it to the eyes, then it would make the eyes stand out a little bit more. Also, this is just me. Like, one, I do like the necklace. I think if you were to make the main the same color as the ruby on the necklace, then it would help with the saturation color a bit. And then the only thing that really stands out to me, and this is just me, but the cutie mark doesn't really match the color palette. So I think if you were to make it like one of the, like the red and the yellow stripe in the main, then I think that would probably be the match. Like, that would help it match up a little bit more. I don't really have too many problems with character design. Like, it's a personal character, so you do you, boo. But at the same time, the only thing that I'm thinking of, it's just like if I'm speaking from a practical character designer, I think it would be easier on you if you were to just simplify a little bit. So it's mostly just like for your sanity, like if you're going to constantly draw her over and over again, that's just kind of my angle.
Yeah.
Spring, it's your turn.
All right. So, we start out with something nice. So I like.
I need that because I feel.
I do like. I do like purple. Like I actually do like the light. So if you look at the necklace, like it's got light colors. I love me some light colors, and in your eye, in the iris, you have some light colors. And I think if you had more of these lighter colors, it would be overall it would be better. So like if I'm not if the so the necklace has like this silver, and I know that the what everyone's calling slippers in the show, those are supposed to be like they're supposed to be like
metal.
They're supposed to be like metal decorative shoes. So if you made those silver like the necklace, that would visually translate better for people to be able to tell what they are, that they're supposed to be a decorative shoe as opposed to what it looks like now is like kind of like a slipper. So that would be my suggestion for that. Yeah, I like the shortness of the mane. It's really cute. I don't the tail kind of flows a little too, it's a little too big, like it goes into like in between the legs. I don't know if that's just the way this particular art piece was drawn. Maybe make a tan a bit like bring it in a little bit, so it's a bit tighter, because it's under your legs, and I'm trying so hard not to make a joke again. Yeah, I know they're not slippers. I know they're supposed to be the decorative, they're like a dress shoe.
They're kind of like Cinderella's slipper kind of thing.
Yeah, they're like a high heel sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you took the green and you brought that to the eye, because right now all the red is taking away from your character's face, and what you want is for people to be drawn to the face. And my eyes are looking at the hair; they're not being drawn to your cute little face. And you have a little, like if you look at the face, it's like, oh, you have like this cute little pose you got going on, and I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at
Oh, it's supposed to be fur.
I'm looking at the hair. Like I'm not looking at your cute little face. It's like adorable. I love it.
Apparently, the thing around her hose, it's supposed to be fur.
Oh, okay, that makes a whole lot more sense.
It doesn't make more sense to me.
Okay,
I'm thinking when I think horse and when I think ponies, I think of what the real life translation would be for that, and it really does not make sense for me now.
No, because the way Fluff is drawn, because I know Fluff is the one who drew this. It looks like. So my suggestion would to be redesign the Fluff, because it doesn't look like Fluff right now. It looks like she's wearing the high heels, with the fancy, pattern on the back. It's visually not translating, to what you're trying to portray. Not trying to be mean. It's just, if you're gonna draw this character a lot, and that's what you want this to look like, it just needs a tiny little tweak. So, like, maybe if this is supposed to be Fluff, maybe bring the Fluff angle down more. I don't know how to word that. But you've got Fluff coming upward instead of downward, if that's
Kind of
all
like
Fluff.
how feathering works on a horse, almost. Is what
Yeah.
you're trying to say.
Yeah. So
You could do it kind of like how Mad Munchkin has it, where it's like the hooves are exposed and it's kind of like attached. I don't know. It's
Or like,
I don't draw horses a whole lot nowadays, so
let me just flex my own character.
yeah,
She's
but
not perfect, but
I like the purple. I like the purple. I like everything else about. But you got a good starting point, like. So.
I also have that kind of fluff going down my leg.
yeah.
Also,
My character is literally just like a big fluff ball, like, just so, like, it's hard sometimes to figure that out. So you're on the right path.
you got this. We believe in you.
It.
I'm sorry.
I think we have a similar thing going on though. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like
I
we're
think we
just
might
super
wanna move.
fluffy, but you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move
Yeah.
on before we make any more.
Yeah.
Before we get
discussion.
distracted.
I'll have to. At some point, we're gonna have to sit down and brainstorm ideas for like a title, because I have no idea what to title this stream.
We critique your characters.
Fluff bombs.
There you go.
OCs on fire.
We'll go ahead, since we did a
He's on
pony. I'll
fire.
open up a non-pony this time.
Okie doke.
Fluff butts.
We've done a lot of like very characters.
There's so many different ones.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, hello.
Oh my god.
Well, who did?
What?
Arvida.
Can you post like a thing of it in the chat, that way I can like look at it myself and zoom in and all that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Oh my god, just from a glance, this character just automatically attracts my eyes. It's hitting all the right notes for me. Okay, I'm gonna. Yes, I'm getting that vibe. Like, I can't do it, or else my dog will freak out and I'll get yelled at. But this character is hitting all the right notes for me in both versions. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because of like the spray palette. Like, nothing is completely black other than the line art, and it just is so well rounded. My eyes are going everywhere. Oh my god. This is how much I like this character. I don't even have words to like describe how much I like this character. The color palette is just hitting all the right notes with like that not super saturated light blue cyan color against like this neutral gray and all the fur patterns. Oh my god, I can't. I can't. I love it. Help! I'll probably interrupt everybody else in order to build upon like my opinion. My brain decides to function off of what somebody else says.
It's your aesthetic.
It's aesthetic. It's the fluffy aesthetic, and it has like the hair going on and the smug look, and then there's all the spots that are not completely like. If you were to take this character and put it over like completely black and white, it just will still look like you can easily define it, and nothing will like blend in with each other as much, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good. It's a really good design.
Maple, do
I'll
you have
probably-
something to say?
I'll nitpick it later.
The one thing, I guess, like, I think it's a good design, but the one thing I guess that I'm a little confused about what's kind of going on is towards the butt where the tail is.
Stole my
No,
thing.
No, it's where the tail is because they got the fluff there, and
It
I'm
blocks
not really
out.
sure
Is there a
like-
fate there? Like,
if no, it's like it does. Like, where does the tail kind of like? Does the fluff kind of like veer off, and then the tail comes in between? Like, I don't really know what's going on there. I guess
This design would benefit though if there was
like maybe
angle.
yeah, like just a better angle at that because I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on there, and it's doing me confused. But no, everything else I'm all right with. I know that some people might not like the hair on an animal, but I'm indifferent on it. I think it looks all right. It's kind of an aesthetic thing, you know. People, you do you kind of thing. People like it, people don't. I'm indifferent on it, but that just be me, yo. Yeah. Spirit.
I'm kind of with you on the fluff on the butt, so I don't know if it's like supposed to be one of the instances where it's like you have, like, you know how corgis have that like fluff on their tail and their butts.
The
Loaf
bubble
butt.
butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that or if they have like hair growing out of their anus.
oh no.
Yeah.
No.
No.
How would you know?
Like, I'm not sure if it's just an instance of this art not depicting the character properly, or what. But that's like immediately what my brain goes to.
Bubble
Yeah.
butt. Bubble.
Spring.
So I like soft colors, soft palette. Mwah, 10 out of 10. So I will only forgive the fluffy butt if that is shaped like a heart, and the bum is in the hole is in the middle. Okay, that is the only way I'll forgive that, because that makes no sense to me. If the fluff like was continuing from the neck down maybe, and like stopped at the top, and then the tail went off, yes, but like. Why continue fluff ass?
Yeah.
Am I the only one who just didn't notice it until it was pointed out?
I like everything else. No, I spotted it right away.
Fluffy asses.
I'm not looking at the ass. That's my problem.
Ew.
It's like, okay, it's like if you're looking at a model and she's got like a very exposing dress, and it's just like your eyes immediately go for the boobs.
Yep.
I don't know if that's just a me thing because I'm uber gay, but my eyes
No.
always go for the tits.
You
And I
know,
can't
I'm
help
as straight can get, and I always look to the boobs too.
Well, yeah, if it was like right in my face. I don't know. This one just didn't get right in my face. I was too distracted by how good the color
Boobies.
palette was.
That's fair.
Just boobies.
Butt boob. Ew.
Okay, don't get me started. Okay.
Okay. Moving
on.
moving on?
Moving on.
Moving on.
Before we get started on another rant. Okay, I think we're gonna do one more.
Okay.
And then we'll wrap up the stream because we've been going for a good 2 hours, and I think this will...
Yeah.
Do you guys want to, like, take a vote, and we'll pick, like, if each of you wants to pick one from the remaining roster, and then we'll take a vote on it?
Okay, I haven't looked at what we're actually up against.
Let me.
What about that one?
Oh, look.
I don't know if I'll have much to say on that.
No? I don't know. It's one of the.
Oh,
First ones
what
I saw.
about?
I muted it because I didn't realize how many people
What about that one?
Discord, load the freaking image.
Oh, I guess I should have
Two
posted the
bros chilling.
In a hot tub, 5 feet apart, because they're not gay.
Just you watch. Okay, the kids nowadays are gonna be like, "Oh, you're so old. That was what a Vine."
Oh,
Some
my-
kids nowadays aren't even gonna know what Vine is.
my sister and her friends are doing TikTok references, and it ages me because I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Oh no.
What about that?
Ugh.
There's a lot going on.
Okay.
Do you want me to like put it to the chat and then we'll have them vote on it?
Sure.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Because I don't know.
I think out of the 3 that we posted, like of the last 3 that we posted, what do you guys want to focus on? That because we need to whittle it down to 2.
Oh,
Like if you had to pick like 1, 2, and 3, like we've got a Fallout horse, we have a Pokemon horse, and then we have an Anubis dragon.
I'm biased because I picked it.
I just picked one that I think I have things to say about. I'm fine.
Okay, because otherwise, I'm just gonna make an executive decision.
Make the decision.
Do it.
Okay.
We're going to talk
Do
about Fallout horse.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel.
We'll
Fallout
talk about
horse
Anubis
is-
dragon in the future.
Or Fallout Boy.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to our last character of the night. This is Mega Spell.
Everyone get your pit boys out.
We're going to the wasteland, boyos.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I'm looking at this. I must get another disclaimer. I heard of Fallout. I don't know anything other than it has blonde and blue mascot boy, and it's based in a post-apocalyptic universe. I've never even read Fallout Equestria, so I don't know how I feel about this character. I mean, it's a Zambi. It's a Zambi. It has the green, it has the brown, it's got a decent color palette going on. Nothing like bright and obnoxious, at least. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. I'm sorry.
Well, as somebody who's only really played Fallout 4, it's telling me it's a glowing ghoul, but it's giving me like a product like Pip-Boy smile.
Glowing ghouls
So-
were feral, if I remember correctly. Like they would always
Yeah.
glow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they just look more dead and deteriorated, and this guy just kind of looks like I'm missing chunks of my skin, kind of thing, right? Like,
Maybe
it's just,
that's what's freaking out. Like, I don't know how I feel about him smiling. Right.
Like-
I'm getting clown vibes. He's scary.
yeah, it's.
He's creepy.
I'm just make him more spooky, make him more melty, and then you got a perfect ghoul in your hand.
Make him scurry.
Make him scared.
Just
Because
scurry.
yeah, he just kind of looks like a pony who's kind of losing skin, and from what I know, from what the ghouls look like, they more look like burn victims
Yeah, they
because
look
of
very
like the
emaciated.
radiation. Then like they're losing chunks of their skin. So for Fallout character, that's what I would do.
I guess
Barrett?
it's my turn.
Yeah.
I don't know how to word this too nicely, other than the color palette kind of reminds me of a turd. I know, I'm very mature. I'm sorry, but
A radioactive shit.
Oh no!
I mean,
You're terrible, terrible.
That was terrible of me to say. I'm so sorry.
I mean, the character.
You should
Okay,
feel ashamed of
the character design itself. Okay, the character design itself is not bad by any standards. The color palette doesn't really seem to match MLP because, like, even in the Fallout Equestria universe, there's still brighter colors. Like, most of them still have, like, semi-bright colors. And I know she's supposed to be a ghoul and all of that, but the ghouls look a lot more emaciated. Like, they won't have, like, I think Maple mentioned it, they won't have the mane, like, they won't have a full mane, they'll only have, like, occasional sprigs of hair. And I feel like if she were a glowing ghoul, she would be a lot more radiant.
Well, because that's one thing they have to keep in mind with the Fallout universe is that you're working in a radioactive wasteland, and with the ghouls, they're zombies that have been exposed to the radiation for so long, and typically when you're exposed to radiation, your hair starts to fall out.
Your hair starts to fall out, your voice starts going bad, your skin starts to, like, retract to make you appear, like, very corporeal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about we just agree to end off on that point by saying it doesn't reflect in universe?
So I'm gonna. Can I have my turn then?
Yes,
Go
you may have
ahead.
your turn.
Okay, so I've played Fallout New Vegas, and some of the sentient ghouls do have a little bit of green on them, but those are the older ones. And some of them have, like, their nose. They don't have a nose anymore.
Mhm.
They have, like, they look like nightmare. Like, I'll post this in the voice text.
They look like a zombie.
Yeah, they have, like, their skin's, like, slightly clearer in certain parts. So I feel like that's what they were trying to do here.
Okay.
And so I like me some soft colors. I will say that. I do like the soft colors. Playing too many hours of Fallout New Vegas. The color, like, there are bright colors in the game, but, like, clothes and stuff are also, like, they're covered in dirt. So, like, the fact that they use, like, a dark, like, browns and stuff, I'm not surprised they did that, because like, most of the stuff is covered in dirt, and, like, even the old clothes are, like, they're just, it's like no one knows how to do laundry anymore. Like,
Mhm.
Well, the water's all irradiated, so...
Oh yeah, I know. But I'm like, it's just, even stuff that's, like, shouldn't, like, have been covered in dust is still, like, anyways. But I do like the fact that, like, you have a colored, like, ponytail scrunchy thing, and like, you've got the eyes going on. But I think maybe less could be more in this sense. Like, it honestly depends, like, if it's it depends which one you're going for. If you're going for a sentient one, less is more. The skin needs to be a different color.
Okay.
You need, but if you're going for the feral ones, yeah, you can't be brown. You can't have fur. It's
You can't be a happy pony. Okay, to derail a bit, I was looking at, like, this reference of wolf that you showed me. It reminds me of something I learned in Chinese history class on a woman who's century she survived. But her corpse was the most preserved thing in the world. Her name is Lady Di, and I posted a thing in the chat. Warning though, if you look at the image, it is gross. But somehow her body managed to preserve throughout millennia. Like centuries, at least. And she be disgusted, but hey, she was wrapped in silk. This is what, like, that zombie that you just posted has.
I'm trying to think, does anyone have any closing remarks before we end off the stream and or podcast thingy?
Don't be happy if you're living inside.
I guess.
all right, lady. Okay, kitties. Nipples and fluffy bums is what we learned today.
Oh my god.
Go home and tell your parents what you learned.
Don't! Do not!
Don't
And
tell
then they won't. No, don't tell them, because then they won't let you hang out with the cool kids.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm the dumb, stupid, smart kid. What cool kid? Whatever. Anyways, other people talk.
April, do you have any closing regards?
I don't know anymore. I don't think so. I can't hear anymore. Okay, I can hear again. No closing remarks. This was fun.
All right.
There'll be a test next week.
Yes, there will be a test of what you learn next week. Make sure to study up, kids, because I hope you better have taken notes.
Don't have a fluffy butt.
Anyhow,
Otherwise, Spring will get really mad at you.
I'm gonna go ahead. I need to do an outro before we do this for too much longer, just because we've been recording for nearly 2 hours. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to all my friends. I've left links to their pages in the description. Subscribe, bell, like, share video, YouTube algorithm things. And if you guys are interested in seeing more of this, we can maybe see about making it more of a frequent thing. Comment below, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Hello.
See ya.
Bye-bye.